The long wait is over as the UIM F1H2O World Championship launches the 2021 season in San Nazzaro with a Grand Prix of Europe marking the first F1 race in Italy in 15 years. Located in the Emilia-Romagna region of the province of Piacenza in northern Italy, San Nazzaro d'Ongina is a quaint and picturesque town located on the banks of the famous Po River, familiar waters for many drivers and teams that test and practice there on a regular basis. The locals are big fans of marine motorsports, and they came out in force to watch the world's premier speedboat racing series for the first time in their home waters, ready to cheer on their countrymen, rookie driver Alberto Comparator, who will be racing in his own team, and veteran Blaze Performance driver Francesco Contando. There are exciting new changes in 2021, new teams and talented young drivers ready to take up the F1 challenge. Now let's take a look back at the last Grand Prix of the 2019 season. The last UIM F1H2O race was in Sharjah in 2019, where American driver Sean Torrente produced a stunning performance to overhaul a 5-point deficit to beat championship leader Jonas Anderson of Sweden for the 2019 world title. Anderson looks set to win his first ever F1 World Championship as he led 44 of 45 laps in the race, with Torrente trailing in third, a result that would have sealed it for the veteran Swede. But a trim issue slowed Philip Schiap down with just 1 lap to go, handing second place to Torrente. That result put the American even with Anderson on 79 points apiece for the year, with Torrente winning on countback. The final standings: Torrente world champion ahead of Anderson. Runner-up Norwegian Marit Stromoy gets her first year-end podium in third, followed by Thaniel Kamzi, Bartek Marsalek, and multiple world champion Alex Carella in sixth. 10 teams and 18 drivers from 10 countries were raring to go for the first UIM F1H2O Grand Prix in nearly 2 years. It's a talent-packed field of former champions and eager youngsters who will mix it up on the Po River to see who will be the UIM F1H2O Grand Prix of Europe champion. Leading the field is Team Abu Dhabi, which has dominated in recent years under the guidance of 10-time world champion and team manager Guido Capellini. The team boasts veteran 8-time Grand Prix champion and former world runner-up Thaniel Kamzi. The Emirati driver will be racing alongside defending world champion Sean Torrente, who is in the #1 boat, the man from Miami keen and eager to get back on the race course in defense of his world title.
I was lucky enough to test last year here in Italy during the pandemic, and also again a couple weeks ago. I'm thankful for the team and for Guido and all the guys for doing that for us. It really helps us now, so hopefully we can show them our gratitude with a pole position.
To the delight of locals, leading the Italian challenge to Team Abu Dhabi dominance are 2 outfits. Alberto Comparator follows in his father's F1 footsteps as he seeks to make his mark in the top tier, competing with his own team, Comparator F1.
Now we have our own team with my guys from F4 and F2, so I'm very happy about that. I feel better to be in my team.
The other Italian team, Blaze Performance, is led by 12-time Grand Prix champion and 3-time world runner-up Francesco Contando, who has the highest career points tally of all current drivers in the series. But he needs to break a string of bad luck if he's to take the fight to the top teams as he continues his racing partnership with Simone Biancasciutt. Sharjah team boasts 2-time world champion Sammy Celio, who has an impressive 23-year career with 13 Grand Prix wins, 47 podiums, and 25 pole positions.
We are happy to be back after the while, and have been waiting for this chance to go to racing for almost 2 years now, and so finally it's happening. Looks like to be there on the right level, so we need to be very pleased for that.
Celio is once again racing with compatriot Philip Roms. CTIC F1 China team is another big contender. The Chinese-French squad boasting 3-time consecutive world champion Philippe Chiappe, who wants to get back to his winning ways after a disappointing season in 2019. Chiappe's teammate is the very consistent Peter Marin, who's racked up 87 points in just 3 seasons, including 2 podiums. The heartbroken 2019 world runner-up and 7-time Grand Prix winner Jonas Anderson of Team Sweden needs to put that literally last lap loss behind him and look ahead to a new season. He pairs up again with young Finnish driver Kalle Vippo, who's looking to get his first points in F1. Defending world number 3 Marit Stromoy is back with her very own team, Stromoy Racing. The former Grand Prix winner from Norway wants to build on her rising graph and her best season ever as she goes for number 1 in 2021. She races alongside Polish ace Bartek Marszalek, who is also coming off his best ever season in 2019, where he finished 5th. 4-time world champion and former Emirates team manager Scott Gilman is back with his very own team, Gilman Racing, flying the USA flag. He has a young team and continues his partnership with 4-time Grand Prix champion and former world runner-up Eric Stark of Sweden. Stark will race alongside Finnish newcomer Alec Vekstrom. French outfit Maverick Racing has a new driver, Alexander Bourgeois, who makes his F1H2O debut in 2021. He joins veteran Cedric Deguin, who competes in his 7th F1 season. Also back is F1 Atlantic team with veteran Portuguese racer Duarte Benavente, who has 6 podiums and 369 career points to his name. The UIM F1H2O Grand Prix of Europe circuit is a tight 1.9 kilometer, 6-buoy freshwater course with sticky and smooth conditions. The trick to mastering this course, however, is knowing its currents.
Here in the Po River, of course, the biggest difference for us is the current on the water. It's challenging.
Yeah, the race course here it has a bit of everything: top speed, tight corners, a technical part. Before the right-hand turn, you really have to dial it in right to get a clean line.
The Rebellion qualifying, 18 boats, 3 sessions. The top 12 in Q1 compete for the top 6 in Q2, and then it's a 6-boat shootout for pole position in Q3, which determines the starting lineup on the start pontoon. In Q1, Jonas Anderson set the fastest pace early on, with rookie Alec Vekstrom posting the 2nd fastest time. It was rough going for Blaze Performance and Maverick teams, with all of their 4 drivers unable to make Q2. Duarte Benavente and Bartek Marszalek raced hard to try and make the cut, but they were beaten out by Kalle Vippo. Unfortunately, the young Swede was unable to start in Q2 because of engine issues. In Q2, it was Sami Celio who led the pack, but his teammate Philip Roms was off the pace. Gilman Racing's Eric Stark and Alec Vekstrom struggled to find the speed they needed.
And unfortunately, on my fastest lap, after the right-hander, the hatch came open, so I had to lift and back off, so unfortunate.
Peter Marin of CTIC China team was just about to make the cut for the top 6, but Alberto Comparator, who overcame some technical issues, rallied back and took 5th spot, bumping out Marin and making his first ever Q3 shootout. Also out in Q2 were Jonas Anderson and Bartek Marszalek. Q3, just 6 boats left. Each driver has 2 laps and the course to themselves to lay their fastest times in a quest for pole position. Former pole position winner Marit Stromoy went out first, laying a best lap of 42.64, the fastest lap of Rebellion qualifying so far, but would it be enough?
No, I overdrove it a bit there on the first lap, so I don't think it was decent, but it's not good enough for top three, unfortunately, I think.
Next out was Alberto Comparator, the young Italian feeling the local support behind him as he put the pedal to the metal and just took the course by storm, tight on those turns, fast down those straightaways. It was a breathtaking run. 41.97, he breaks the 42-second mark, and that will be the time to beat. The remaining 4 drivers in Q3 have 43 career pole positions between them. The first of them was Sean Torrente. He set a good pace, on target, good speed, 42.48. He beats Stromoy, but Comparato holds on to provisional pole.
Yeah, we're second, not big enough. Comparato got it by about a 4/10, I think. I didn't go big enough, I should have gone bigger.
Next out was Philippe Chiappe, but with just fractions of a second separating the field, even a little bounce when exiting turns could affect the result. 42.83, that puts him behind Stromoy. Next out was Thani Al-Khamzi, and what a run from the Emirati driver. Smooth and silky, a few mistakes on exiting those turns, but he powers it home. Did he have it? 42.1, he beats everyone except Comparato.
Me, P1, Dani, Sean, Marit, Shap, now Sam.
The Finn has 25 pole positions to his credit, a stunning feat. On his first lap, huge speed, 42.70, not good enough. 1 lap stands between Comparato and his first pole victory. Celio has the speed entering the final lap. He pushes it to the limit, 42.39, Alberto Comparato has it. Rookie Alberto Comparator rocks the F1 world as he romps to a first ever pole position win. What a result here, and what a perfect start to the campaign. He beats 5 multiple pole position winners to take the best seat in the race.
Yeah, I mean, we test a lot. We work so much, me and my father, every night. So I'm so happy. But most of the work he did every night, so I knew it. Formula 4 we win, Formula 2 we win. Now we are on a good way. So yeah, I'm happy.
A master of the pontoon start, Thani Al-Khamzi in second, then Celio third, followed by Torrente fourth, Stromoy fifth, and Chiappe sixth. Comparato will have his work cut out for him. The wait is finally over. After nearly 2 years, the UIM F1H2O World Championship is back on the water with the Grand Prix of Europe. Crowds lined the shores of the Po River to greet teams and drivers in the pre-race parade lap in anticipation of the spectacle that was about to unfold. Final preparations underway as teams and drivers finish last-minute tweaks and adjustments to their setups ahead of the first race of 2021. In pole position is Alberto Comparato after that stunning performance in Rebellion qualifying, but he has to hold off a legion of veteran champions to his right, starting with Thani Al-Khamzi in P2.
Now in the warm-up I just practice the start, just find a bit more of speed on the start. Because yes, Thani is amazing to start.
Luck may be on the young Italian's side as there seems to be a technical issue with Al-Khamzi's number 2 boat, but Team Abu Dhabi fixed the issue with just minutes to go. The young rookie can expect no mercy from the big names who are eager to lock horns after the long wait. Nobody is keener to do battle than defending world champion Sean Torrente, the man in the number 1 boat.
4th to 1st, or maybe 2nd. I'm okay with 2nd. But Abu Dhabi 1-2, that's always the goal, and we'll do our best for that, and we're just blessed and happy to be racing again, so let's get it.
Starting lineup: Comparator, Alcamzi, Celio, Torrente, Stromoy, and Schiap. Then Peter Marin in P7, Anderson P8, Eric Stark P9, newcomer Alexander Bourgeois in P12, and Francesco Contando back in 16th. The final moments before the 2021 season kicks off as teams and drivers wait for the starting lights and the green flag. There it is, the race is on as the fleet of boats roar off the starting pontoon and into the crucial first straightaway to the commitment buoy. Fantastic start for the young Italian as he holds off the challenge from Daniel Alcamzi to his right. Philippe Schiap pulls ahead of Sean Torrente to his left. Schiap's teammate Peter Marin getting squeezed out by Jonas Anderson to his right. Schiap edges ahead further while Stromoy is struggling to keep up. Comparator finds that speed on the starting straightaway, masterfully holding off Alcamzi and Celio, who are locked in a dead heat as they battle for second. Torrente falls behind, but he cuts in at the commitment buoy and takes the fight to the top three boats. It's an ideal start for Alberto Comparator, who opens a small lead in the starting lap on the smooth waters of the Po. Torrente's cut in at the buoy makes up some time, but he's unable to snatch third. Further back, Marit Stromoy feels the pressure from Philippe Schiap, but Stromoy holds off the three-time world champion. Positions remain the same as the starting grid as the drivers complete the start lap. Comparato off to a dream start, then Alcamzi, Celio, Torrente, Stromoy, and Schiap, followed by Marin, Anderson, Stark, and Philip Roms completing the top 10 in this 50-lap race. A dogfight for 7th as defending world runner-up Jonas Anderson of Team Sweden gives pursuit of Peter Marin, the Frenchman ducking and weaving to avoid the Swede. There's the Anderson on board, and the Swedish driver goes over Marin's way, gets some air. That was a close call. But Anderson regroups and finds some speed on the outside, pushing up past Marin, who tries desperately to hold on. Anderson has it, the Swedish driver shuts out Marin and naps 7th place. Back in 11th position is Stromoy's teammate Bartek Marszalek. He's in trouble, spinning out around the tight left-hander and nearly taking out the next buoy. Rough start for the Polish drivers. Francesco Contando races past him. The Italian veteran in the yellow boat now up in 11th after starting back in 16th. Up at the front, it's still Comparato leading the pack, racing like an experienced champ as he opens a lead with Alcamzi, who has in turn opened a considerable lead over Celio. Further back, Sharjah team driver Philip Roms in trouble as the Finnish driver slows and comes to a standstill, his race cut short in lap 7. With Roms out, Contando in the yellow blaze boat finds himself in the top 10 by lap 7, the 12-time Grand Prix winner moving up the field. And up ahead, Contando finds Cedric Deguin struggling as the Italian laps the French Maverick team driver. Philippe Schiap giving chase to Stromoy as he tries to crack the top 5 on that straightaway, and he does it. Stromoy has a problem as she slows down, letting the Frenchman pass as she pulls off the circuit and heads back to the pontoon.
I just lost completely the power of the engine and I pulled out because I don't want to break it, but it can be some leaking of water or something, but I don't know. It's a shame.
Lap 16, Comparato in command, but finding his lead cut short as Daniel Alcamzi closes the gap and starts breathing down the young Italian's neck as they weave through the back markers while the locals cheer Comparato on. But it wasn't to be. Comparato slows down. There's a problem. Alcamzi zooms past him and snatches the lead. What a cruel blow to the young hopeful as his dreams of a maiden victory with his own team are dashed on the waters of the Po. The young Italian is devastated. A new leader, Daniel Alcamzi, the veteran, former world number 2 with 8 career wins and a whopping 38 podiums to his name. The Emirati ace is now the man to beat in the Grand Prix of Europe. Lap 20, Celio is in second, caught between 2 Abu Dhabi boats. Alcamzi ahead and Torrente behind. Then Schiap 4th, Anderson in 5th, Marin 6th, Eric Stark up in 7th, and Contando cracking the top 8 after having started 16th. But Stark spins on the tricky river waters and the churning wakes of the other boats. He almost rolls over, but manages to stay afloat and right side up. His race is over. What a shame for Stark. As teams take Stark and tow his boat off the course, it will be a yellow flag restart.
No, everything was fine, and then the boat just rolled, and then I came up and I see the engine fell off. Broke. The centerpiece broke.
The boats line up and ready for the green flag on lap 32. The race is back on. Can Celio or Torrente get the jump on Alcamzi? Torrente neck and neck with Celio as they come around the turn. The American putting it all on the line to pass the finish. Two-time former world champion. And Torrente does it. He just nudges ahead of Celio and moves into second, while Jonas Anderson sneaks in on the inside to snatch fourth position from Schiap on the restart. Celio tries desperately to claw his way back, but Torrente seals the deal. It's now a Team Abu Dhabi 1-2 in the lead. The top five now sees Alcamzi, Torrente, Celio, Anderson, and Schiap, with Schiap's teammate Peter Marin in sixth. Another unfortunate exit as Jonas Anderson, who was racing hard in fourth, finds himself out of the race, floating hopelessly on the circuit. With just a handful of laps to go, Contando's incredible run comes to yet another disappointing end. As they tow the yellow Blaze boat off the circuit, the race goes under a second yellow flag. The green flag is up, the restart is on. This is Celio's chance to get his revenge from Torrente. He pushes on the inside while Peter Marin is on the outside, using the clean water to push for the top three. Meanwhile, Torrente is also putting the pedal to the metal as he pushes on his teammate Thani Alcamzi, but Alcamzi holds off the American and maintains his lead. Behind them, Marszalek eyes fourth place, seeing if he can snatch it from Peter Marin, but Marin wards off the pole. Just a few laps left in the race. Positions remain unchanged as Alcamzi stays on target for a 9th career win, with Torrente right behind him, then Celio and Marin. Meanwhile, Maverick F1 team steady, no-frills racing is bearing results as Alexander Bourgeois moves his way up into 6th position, overhauling his teammate Cedric Deguin, but a 6-7 for the team would be a great result here. The final lap of the race, it looks like it's a done deal. Team Abu Dhabi reigns supreme again as Thani Alcamzi leads the handful of remaining boats across the finish line. Thani Alcamzi is the Grand Prix of Europe champion. Torrente is runner-up, and Celio finishes third with Marin fourth.
I'm gonna cry because I'm so happy for Thani, man. That guy, just like me, has been counting out his whole career. He's always been the second guy, and he's such an awesome teammate. And I'm just so happy that he could win the race, man. I mean, he drives amazing. Always, he's a great teammate. And for us to be 1-2, honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm so happy for him. So congratulations to him. And
another perfect start to the season for Team Abu Dhabi, with Alcamzi taking the checkered flag, followed by Torrente and Celio on the third step of the podium. Fourth place for Peter Marin, Marszalek fifth, and then Bourgeois with points in his very first race, followed by his teammate Deguin, and Schuft getting points for Blaze.
Alex, my teammate, he made a good start, a very good start. He was just behind me. I passed him at the first yellow time, and he repassed at the second yellow time, but we have made a good job all together. I'm very happy for him and for us.
It's nice to be back in the podium, of course. It was minimum target for this weekend, but it's never easy. So we had some technical issues already in the time trials, maybe losing there a bit. In the end, it paid off, and we finished in podium, so we need to be pleased. And I'm very grateful for my team, Sharjah support, and how they have saved us. All is great now.
you know, I just know the strength of our team and how well they work. I also know the bond me and Thani have and this trust we have with each other to work our way to the front and trust each other to get there and not, you know, try to take the race from the one that earned it, and Thani earned it today. So I was here to support him, and 1-2 in the championship. That's the third year in a row we started first and second. The last 2 years was me, this year was him, and you know what, that's okay. It's an amazing result for the team. I'm happy to go home with a second and a great team win, so it's all good.
I feel very happy today. I start second. It was a good race. We fight in the race. I keep save everything in my engine, my boat, until when I get my chance, I get it first. We finish the checker flag. I'm after get first position.
It's Team Abu Dhabi drivers Alkamzi and Torrente leading the world standings after race 1 with 20 and 15 points respectively. Celio with 12 points. Morin racks up 9 for CTIC China. Bourgeois and De Guin nab 9 points together, and Schuft in 8th ahead of teammate Contando with Anderson 10th. As Comparator receives his well-deserved pole position trophy, that concludes the long-awaited first round of the 2021 UIM F1H2O World Championship in San Nazzaro with the Grand Prix of Europe. See you next round.